All right, as we were saying, the Security and Exchange Commission was created to regulate the stock market. This way, we couldn't have all this speculation going on and all this exchange of funds and making sure that people were not cheating the system. Little note, we've had people recently, Martha Stewart, okay, the lady who does all the cooking, she actually went to prison for cheating in the stock market. So it still goes on. Entering his second term, though, as president, FDR, Franklin Roosevelt, believed a second New Deal was needed. Now, the second New Deal, what does this cartoon tell us about the second New Deal? Pause the video for a second and come back. Welcome back. As you can see here, Uncle Sam and political cartoons have everything to deal with symbolism. So we have to look for symbols embedded into these cartoons, kind of like the New Deal cartoon we saw earlier in the last video. Well, Uncle Sam here is sick. FDR is the doctor. The remedies, the medicine to fix Uncle Sam is in New Deal. In New Deal remedies are by the doctor. Congress is, of course, the nurse for FDR. And what he says here is, of course, we may have to change remedies if we don't get results. So look at Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is taking all this medicine and he's still sick. He's wondering what's going on. So this would be a critic of FDR's program saying, hey, he's like a doctor who doesn't know what he's doing. He can't fix anything. So this would be somebody who was against and fighting these New Deal policies. Now, a very important second New Deal, though, was Roosevelt signed into law the Social Security Act in 1935. Now, this is very important because what it's going to do is it's a new law, which is still around today, that provided for old age pensions. A pension is just retirement. It is retirement. It also provided unemployment insurance. So, and then aid for the disabled, those with dependent children that cannot take care of themselves, and going to give federally funded money. So these are three things. You need to know these three things: retirement insurance, all right, unemployment insurance, and aid to the disabled. Now, how it works, you can see right here that this is someone's Social Security card. This is why you have your Social Security card, is because of Social Security. And now it's become a very prominent number that we all have to be able to use and know. Now, during his 12-year presidency, Franklin Roosevelt faced many challenges to his leadership and had many critics. Now, opponents of the New Deal came from all parts of the political spectrum. Some, all right, conservatives thought he made government too large and too powerful, that the federal government didn't need to do this. State governments and individuals needed to take care of themselves. These conservatives also felt some aspects of the New Deal did not respect the rights of individuals and their property. However, on the other side, some liberals thought Roosevelt had not gone far enough to socialize the economy and eliminate inequality in the United States. Now, specifically, all right, inequality when it comes to the rich versus the poor. The rich versus the poor. Now, one of FDR's biggest opponents was a guy by the name of Huey Kingfish Long. He gained a lot of support. Now, look at this. He had a program called Share Our Wealth, which called to redistribute of the wealth through setting a cap to limit U.S. citizens' income to $1 million, with the government taking the rest in taxes. So, in other words, he said, if you make $2 million, we're going to take $1 million and give it to everybody else. If you make $10 million, we're going to take $9 million and we're going to give it to everybody else. This actually drew a lot of support, but of course, not too much, because people were like, you crazy. Now, another problem the New Deal faced was the issue of the Supreme Court. The role of the Supreme Court, big idea, is to determine whether or not something is unconstitutional or constitutional. So the Supreme Court determining if some of the programs were, first, here we go. Here's Huey Kingfish Long. Some of the programs were unconstitutional. So that means that ended them. That means they could not exist. As a result, FDR proposed a bill in 1937 to give the power to appoint an extra Supreme Court justice for every sitting